Hi Truth Seekers, putting this video together kind of reminded me of the Pope Vanishes video. In the video we're told that the mystery cloaked figure is a verger, and that's meaning rod of office, that they are to engaged in behind the scenes management of worship. But when you see the variety of different colors vergers can be adorned in, as well as the manner in which they hold their rods, appearance of the rods, we're left with a bit of an uncomfortable feeling. It's a great topic to explore, so if you don't mind, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments below. I do read them, and the comments helps the video get pushed by the algo. Thanks. On to the video. So I'm somewhat familiar with the cloaked figure controversy at the royal coronation of King Charles that happened 3 weeks ago. We'll take a look at Recall Vector's observations concerning this matter. Then we'll look at an upscaled version of the video and speculate what it could all mean.
But if you zoom in and add some light, it sure looks like a cobra snake staff to me. The first thing it shows is him or her stroking the snake. Here, but it sure looks like there's a lot more going on than this. Some of it is moving forward in time. Some of it is in reverse. You can focus on the center of the cloak right here. His head.
It seems to follow the theory in thinking that the figure is a spiritual apparition, showing us things like heads and apparent snakes, etc. It's very hard to find a segment of the coronation on YouTube that shows the hooded figure in its broader temporal context. Sky News appears to have the longest video of the coronation at 11 hours 55 minutes. Just for this segment, I wanted to call your attention to these throne chairs. When I saw these, they were instantly very familiar to me. In 2002, this photo was taken of Kevin Spacey and Ghislaine Maxwell sitting on the throne chairs. This was thought to be due to their relation to Prince Andrew as a perk. Here I'm 2 hours and 1 minute into the coronation, and this is the area where the figure walks across. At this point in time, there's hardly no one seated there. These red things appear to be little lamps. Now, for context, the area you see with the lamps is equivalent to the area you see here. So symbolically, I notice that there's like a separation between the inner sanctum and the outer sanctum, with the entrance being a one-eyed pyramid symbolism. A bit about the Westminster Abbey. Since 1066, it had been a location of coronations of 40 English and British monarchs. Key for me here is the date it was erected, 1066. This magnificent structure, although historians agree that there was a monastery dedicated to St. Peter on the site prior to the 11th century, its exact origin is somewhat obscure, I'm sure. One tradition claims that a young fisherman at River Thames had a vision of St. Peter near the site. This seems to have been quoted as the origin of salmon that Thames fishermen offered the Abbey, a custom still observed annually by the Fisheries Company. The origins of the Abbey date to 1960 to 1970s, extremely far back in time during the Middle Ages. I mean, look at this. Tartaria, anyone? Seriously? Before 1000 AD? Really? John Kerry attended. We already knew he was a skull and bonesman that is. Back in 2004, there was a controversy concerning Kerry throwing away his medals from the Vietnam War era, as he was a bit anti-war, but he was sure to look swag here. Here's a perspective from the outer chamber looking into the inner sanctum area. So it's starting from the door and looking inward this way. By 3 hours in, this area is already full, and there's a choir playing. Redcoats. By 3:16, this area clears out of it. They file out 3:22. Biden's wife, I presume granddaughter, at 3:38. They get specially greeted into the dark family. In London, not everyone wanted Charles to be the king. We have a singer, a woman of color, dressed in yellow. I'm not sure what it's supposed to symbolize, but it did remind me of this young lady who did the Joe Biden inauguration speech. Note the yellow symbolism here. Again, not sure what this means. 3:48:11 for those interested. The Prime Minister of France attended. What does that mean? By 4 hours, this area is full again. This is approximating the scene. We're 4 hours, 3 minutes into it. So I'll start playing here, 4 hours, 4 minutes, 9 seconds. We'll take our clip from this section and then analyze it further. So as a reminder to everyone for perspective, this person is walking across at approximately this location here in full view of all these people. Why wouldn't this be deliberate? What is the symbology? What does it mean? The layout of the Westminster Abbey reminds me a bit of the Temple of Solomon. The choir and the woman in yellow sung here in the holy place, and the most important people later on sat here in the holy place. The character walked across here in the inner court, so it could mean that this figure is to symbolize a demonic character who does not have access to the holy inner court. Well, I take that back. He is in the inner court, but he doesn't have access to the Holy of Holies, nor does he have access to the holy place. Using Topaz AI, we'll go ahead and crop, trim, and upscale the scene to 3,480 pixels by 2,160 pixels, or 4K. All right, so we went for the upscale. Now I'm just going to go ahead and frame walk this in the video editing software I'm using. So you can sort of see this cane thing appearing to become altered in some way. Maybe it's like an artifactual altering related to whatever this thing is that's hanging from the ceiling. You see something happen here. It's like energy or something. You can see the figure in pretty decent detail. The point of the hat, the way the hood curves, the location of the cane here. So is this supposed to be used for walking? Why is it pointed like this? Okay, then you see the bump come out. It appears to be more pointed when upscaled to 4K. It looks like some personal excitement here. It does not look as much like a child's head as in Recall Vector's content. You'll see later when I put this in motion that this is in a physical location to be his left swinging hand. But it could possibly be argued that this visual is to achieve a specific purpose other than showing us an appendage. I'm looking at the length of the cane here. Now, this positioning, holding it this way, is quite unique. If you think this person simply wanted to walk across, he would carry it with a tip bent back towards the foot, as people tend to hold cane-like objects that are not actually using for walking. He's actually holding it in front of him in this kind of odd angle where it looks like it's a pipe or instrument. Totally done on purpose in my view. I also noticed the length appears to shorten as we go forward. However, this could be artifactual or this could be paranormal, who knows? So he just kind of disappears there. I don't necessarily see the snake phenomena, but I just see like waves going around it. You can see the arm swinging back and forth there. I can make out the feet at the bottom. Looks like they're just 2 feet to me. I can't really comment on the ground from this vantage point. Don't see much unusual there. But yes, in my view, this is obviously symbolic for something. So here I slowed it down so you can appreciate its motion. This clip's going to lead to another where it's downscaled, so you can do a comparison of the upscaled versus the downscaled version. You actually do gain quite a bit of detail in this case. Oh yeah, this flag starts waving too, and recall vector notes the possibility it's like a face, an unholy face. Just scrolling through it here. I guess you have the mouth and the eyes. Upscaled looks sort of like a person. You have the head here, the shoulders, the legs, or maybe two people. You see like the legs are moving. From your vantage point, you may have like an insect mouth. It's like little mandibles are moving apart. Now I can't find the video. I did look for it. This was back, I want to say in the 2000s. Princes William and Harry were at like a gala, and there was some like hologram of a satyr engaging in bestiality with the sheep. It wasn't a look in the flag and imagine it kind of image. It was actual real projected thing on the ceiling of this gala. I cannot find the footage anymore. I really wish I could. It's pretty bizarre. I'm guessing I may have encountered it in Chris Everard's work. He did several documentaries on the royals. I'm thinking it may have been in one of those or from some other source. Our lives are quite spiritual and perceptual. The controversies around Harry and Meghan, the Epstein connection, Prince Andrew, Princess Diana, it's but a microcosm of the bigger societal macrocosm of spiritual warfare of which we exist in. It's important that we keep a mindset of the desire to win rather than to submit to the suffocating spiritual darkness within these microcosms. Catch you guys next video. Peace.